Louisiana Beer Reviews Founders Unraveled IPA. This was introduced in 2020. Apparently it replaced like a specialty edition, like it's a rebrand for that. A juicy India Pale Ale, sold in cans and on draft. That's it. 6.6% alcohol, 50 international bitterness units. It's about 2 months old. Not the freshest sample, but it'd probably be alright in a can. They use, besides pale malt, they use wheat and oats. It's dry hop with hop pellets and lupulin powder. Oh boy. Gets a very good score on Beer Advocate, 89, so B+. Beer Advocate is, Rate Beer is even higher, 93 out of 100. They're saying it's most excellent and outstanding in the style, 95 out of 100. Most excellent, I guess. Whatever their scale is, I guess they would call it world class. And 75 on Untappd, which is very high for Untappd. So there are a number of video reviews which I intend to watch. I've never had this. I bought this at Mathern's. So my score and scale goes 10 points, like a college university scale. 60 below 60 is F. You can't drink it. Like literally, you cannot drink. You'll be ill. 60 to 69 is a D, poor. So just a bad beer, but you can somehow drink it. 70 to 79, C range, fair. It's okay, not good. B to 80 to 89 is B, good to very good in that area. And then 90 to 100 is getting into excellent to outstanding. And above 100, better than perfect is world class, which we rarely run across something that's even better than 100. But it has happened on maybe 5 and even 6 occasions in 10 years, but it certainly hasn't been more than that. So we're going to unravel this mystery. Okay. Well, it's hazy, bubbly, golden, yellow, with a pretty fierce bubble stream in the middle of the glass. Creamy white head. Going to get a lot of condensation on this quick because it's warming up here. It's a juicy IPA. I mean, I had people on Alcohol Legs commenting recently, say they're getting sick of these things. They say, I'm tired of everything tasting like orange or fruit. I never was a huge fan of these. I don't hate them. People misinterpret it that I hate them. I don't hate them. I just prefer the West Coast. You know, we have preferences. We have preferences in food, drinks, weather. Some people love cold weather. Some people hate it. Oh yeah, the aroma. You know, like I was saying, the fruitiness, a breadiness, a grainness. It's a multi-grain beer, wheat, oats, and malt, barley malt. We're told to eat multi-grain, so we get a multi-grain drink. Get your hop pellets, get your lupulin powder. The body is a little thick. I'm going to call it high medium, not heavy body, but it's got a thick mouthfeel and a relatively heavy body, but still high medium, not quite heavy. Nice lacing. Bitterness is subdued. It'll build, I guess, if I drink on it. Sweetness scale, it's pretty sweet and fruity, so the sweetness would be 3 out of 5 sugar cubes on the Cyclops scale. Bitterness, 4 out of 5 hop cones, really thinking about the Cyclops scale, be it 80% bitter, 20% not bitter. The finish is mostly dry, or drying, mostly dry. It's nothing remarkable in the sense that, oh, I've never tasted this. We've been tasting these for years, 5, 6 years or longer. So is it better than others of its ilk? I think it is better than those. Some of those can be really dreary and depressing. But then, of course, that will go with any style. I did a Imperial Stout from Houston, Texas the other day that had a nice kind of sharp looking new label, I guess, but the thing was a wreck. Although I did like the old label. They're trying to differentiate it. But that thing, we did a dual review and I thought, I don't know, something's wrong. I said, I'll come back in an hour or two and do a solo follow-up. It's still bad. So that would be any style you can get a dog, you know. So all around, it's pleasant. 6.6, not too strong, but strong enough. 50 IBUs, not too bitter, but bitter enough. So it's kind of a balancing act. People that want more body, robust character, more bitterness, more overall intense flavor, this would work. But it's not like super duper heavy and strong, which might scare away your Milwaukee's Best Light drinkers, you know. This still might be, if somebody's used to drinking Keystone Light and Milwaukee's Best Light, this could be a little too strong for them. Maybe not the Milwaukee's Best drinkers, because that's a 2 out of 5 hop cones anyway on the cyclo scale, so relatively higher bitterness level. I mean, you have to really think about it on that one. It's not too apparent, but it is there. But okay, let's say, Keystone Light drinker or Miller High Life Light drinker. They're going to probably, and that's all they're used to. They might find this super exotic and intense, but they might love it. They might say, oh, it's a whole different world. You know? It won't scare them off. Something like this one here from New Orleans, was it 8.8? And the IBUs are very high. Yeah, this, as they call it, Hop Monster, will probably chase them away. But then some people are like myself, and they just jump into the deep end of the pool right off the bat, like I did in February '96, trying everything, grabbing Schlitz on one hand and grabbing any kind of craft beer I could find of whatever strength on the other hand. So that was kind of fun to do that. Sometimes it was a shock. I wasn't used to it, but in my mind I was thinking I'll get used to it, and but at least it's interesting. So people will ask me, what helped you get used to craft beers? And I say, nothing, just trying them all. But I was probably used to intense flavors from just going to school, public school here, and then the way these old ladies cooked in the 70s and 80s, everything was fiery hot. Spaghetti meatballs, you'd be wiping your eyes. They would make it so intensely hot. Peppery hot. Red beans and rice, same thing, fiery. Jambalaya, everything. Shrimp stew, they just wanted everything fiery hot. So you get used to that. And I remember we would have students from northern states, like, we're from Iowa, my father's working at Marathon Oil. And the first day of middle school, they'd just be flabbergasted, like, I can't eat this, it's too hot, what's wrong with this spaghetti and meatballs? They just couldn't believe it. But then by the end of the school year, they couldn't go back. They're never going back. They had to, everything they had to have, it had to be super spicy. So it's like that with craft beers. Once you get used to it, then you gotta keep doing it. But and actually it really didn't take them too long to get integrated into that. Maybe a month, and then they were just all for it. So that was very fun to observe those changes, because they weren't exposed to that kind of food and that flavor level. And it's like with the beer, a lot of people are just not exposed to this flavor level, I don't think. So anyway, if I was looking to drink a juicy IPA, and I wouldn't really be looking to do that, but let's just say I was, this would be one of the picks. Yeah, I think rate beer is closer to the correct score in this case. Usually they underscore stuff so badly, giving things crazy score like a 9 out of 100. Yeah, right. I would really want to drink a 9 out of 100. No thanks. I would like to see it in bottles. I'm not in love with cans. You say, well, you got a big can collection. Yeah, well, I mean, I collect cans because I like looking at the labels. I would like to see it in one of the brown glass stubby bottles, honestly, but I can't control what these companies put out. But draft would probably be dynamite. You'd have to worry about getting a fresh draft though. But I think 94 is a good score. 94, 9.4 out of 10. It's a most excellent product. It's really good. Downside, I cannot honestly give a downside because to lower the score on a beer review because I'm not favorable toward the style. It doesn't make any sense. It's like Berliner Weisse. Man, if I never drink another Berliner Weisse the rest of my life, I'd be so delighted. But I bought one. I got it in the fridge. I'm going to give it an honest review. I mean, I'm going to look at it for what it is, not what I want it to be. And I don't do the scored in the style and score in beer overall because that's too confusing. It's just they all exist in an objective reality, right? So you could just not purchase them. So yeah, I think 94 out of 100 is a fair score. I think Founders almost always at least gets a hit. At least they get on base, right? Sometimes they just get on base by virtue of hit batsman or a walk, but they're still usually making it to base. You know, they don't usually strike out too much or fly out. So Founders, another winner. And this one is a bit elevated. So Les Bon Ton Relais, a most excellent product, 9.4 out of 10. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all go to Michigan and tour the Founders Brewing Brewery.